Tax reform on its face is great for most companies in the U.S., but on the flip side, it's really just a chapter in this bigger novel about what's happening around global trade.
Why do we choose Kenzo Estate for this meal? Well, it's not only one of the most beautiful vineyards in Napa Valley. The food on our table today, it's come from all over the globe. This really does go to the heart of globalization, tax reform, and the kinds of change that are happening in our world now.
If you look at how the food got here, global trade and tax pretty much affects everybody everywhere. Every time you move something cross-border, you interject tariffs and regulation into that process.
We are moving into a post-globalism era. The point is the uncertainty, and how do you react to that?
Yeah, we focus most of our attention on sort of the entrepreneurial class and innovation, which today is in every corner of the world.
I think what we're seeing is it's easier than ever to start a business. All of these infrastructure pieces are readily available. You're able to just innovate and adapt so much faster.
So when you have big changes in tax code, that can actually lead to bold opportunity.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I would suggest looking at supply chain.
Absolutely.
If you had greater visibility to your supply chain, you could meet some of those customer demands, but you also then have visibility into how you could flex the supply chain in a changing global environment.
Supply chain is front and center. At Shippo, we've seen that with more visibility, companies can also adapt and keep cutting away inefficiencies and then increase customer expectations.
Large corporations can extract value from building smarter partnerships with a supply chain that they otherwise wouldn't have access to.
One of the inevitable consequences is acquisition. It's an easy way for companies to grow. It's 18 months from the time you shake someone's hand to the time they're thinking about allowing you to buy from them.
We can't wait 18 months to have revenue coming in. It has forced us in a good way to do business with small and mid-sized stores that are more adaptable.
So it's not necessarily traditional acquisitions. Too many large companies really focused still on earnings. They're hesitant to spend that capital on R&D. Part of our focus at TechNexus is helping them figure out how to leverage that balance sheet into inventing your future for your business.
There will continue to be this faster and faster pace around the adoption of technologies that can really create a competitive advantage. And those are the things that strategically companies should focus on.
70% of the Fortune 1000 that were on the list a decade ago aren't on the list today because they just can't adapt.
And so, how do you keep companies from disappearing?
Invest, start to think about your supply chain and just how you do business around the globe.
At KPMG, we've had to turn our deal business on its side in order to be able to meet the needs of our clients, which have been changing very quickly. Strategy, analytics, and speed, which gave them competitive advantage in an auction. And that's what this is about.